Welcome to Overshadowed Memories, a special part for the already Halloween special, so it's a special of a special, but I don't know, you asked for more parts. I had a lot of fun writing this, so here we are. I hope you will like it. Enjoy. Have you ever had struggles finding good Haikyuu merch or anime merch in general? Because I for sure did. It can be hard, but this shop offers amazing merch. Like, I'm literally obsessed with the Haikyuu merch. They have the cutest hoodies ever. Now, if you want to get 10% off, click the link in the description. They offer me a collaboration, which is literally amazing, and you support my channel this way. So, win-win. Let's go. Yamaguchi came home exhausted. College had been draining as usual, but on top of that, he still would get occasional flashes of stinging pain in his chest. It was an echo of the injury when it first happened, not nearly as intense or terrifying, but annoying. His chest would constrict, and for a moment it felt like he was back there, on the floor of his room, bleeding out or suffocating. He knew that it wasn't real, yet whether it was his mind or body, at least one of them did its very best to torture him. By now, the wounds healed completely, as was to be expected of a demon. It came as a huge shock to him when he saw the slightly lighter skin of a faded, small scar across his chest. The tissue had healed, but the error had left an unmistakable mark branding him. Wounds had to be extremely severe or poisoned for scarring to occur on a demon. Their skin was sturdy, but more importantly, it healed astonishingly fast. When he saw the mark, he was awestruck. A sudden ice-cold sensation ran up his spine as he was reminded yet again of how serious the injury had been. It was eased by a small spark of pride spreading softly as he was suddenly very well aware that, yes, it had been serious, but he had survived it. As soon as his body collided with the soft surface of the couch, his wings sprouted from his back and his tail hung loosely down the side. This was much better. He groaned as his body suddenly tensed up, hot pain constricting his chest. His body curled up into a ball and his fingers hovered over the mark on his chest, trembling and ghosting over the area. He tried breathing as calmly as possible as he waited for the pain to fade. There wasn't much else he could do. As soon as his muscles relaxed a little and the pain decreased to an almost gentle thrumming, he got up and searched for Tsuki. Kageyama and Hinata were still training, but he should be home. The demon gently knocked at the door to the bedroom, where he suspected him, and peeked inside. The tall blonde sat on the bed, hunched over a book. "What are you reading?" He carefully hid his pain behind a smile, layering the strain in his voice with an upbeat tone, and walked inside, seemingly unbothered. "I'm not reading." He dodged the question and his hand flinched to close the book, unsure whether he should hide it or not. Yamaguchi sat down beside him, stealing a glance at the book. Tsuki sighed and showed him. He could practically see Yamaguchi's eyes brightening up as he recognized them. It was photos of the two of them in middle school and later even high school. A small smile tucked Tsukishima's lips upward as he watched Yamaguchi's excitement blossom, before suddenly he stiffened and his smile fell a bit. "Why were you looking at these?" Tsukishima hesitated, avoiding eye contact. "You know why." Yamaguchi nodded slowly. "You want to know if you could have noticed? If there ever was even a time where it had been obvious that I was keeping something from you this entire time?" His shoulders slumped. He avoided eye contact while trying his best to not let Tsukishima see how much this worried him. His anxiety spiked as he waited for the reaction. The rejection he expected ever since he had come to terms with his secret being exposed. Hey. He gently put his hand on Yamaguchi's, where it rested on the book, and patted the back of it with his thumb softly. I know you wouldn't lie to me just like that. You had your reasons, and pretty good ones at that. It's just, I need a bit more time to process it all. It's hard to realize that the person you thought you knew for so long is not who they pretended to be. His fingers tightened around Yamaguchi's as he gulped. Tsuki, comes to me. I never... Fuck. He took a deep breath, trying to compose himself, and Tsukishima let him. I was my honest self around you, always. That didn't change. I can't make up for the past, even though I wished I had something sooner. At the very least once we moved in together, but I was scared. I was scared because you knew me so well, because you understood me better than anyone else. His eyes met Tsukishima's, a thin veil of tears blurring his side. You know all these embarrassing little things about me, like how I'll get super grumpy if I'm cold, especially in the morning, and how for some reason I get scared of caterpillars, which is even more ridiculous now that you know that I'm, well... The blonde chuckled slightly, savoring the smile the sun coaxed out of the demon. Yeah, this is kind of a big thing, but whenever I was outside, I was so afraid, and you were my escape from all of that. I felt so safe around you, and still do, that the thought of losing you quickly became worse than the lingering chance of getting murdered. He laughed, trying to make it sound lighthearted, but ultimately failed as the worried crease between Tsukishima's brows deepened. That is actually what bothers me so much. Huh? I won't deny that well, kinda bad at this. This is a lot. But, after the initial shock, Yams, I know you. And as soon as I had somewhat rational thoughts again, I realized that I trust you. Yet, this isn't purely rational, which I hate. He chuckled again and let himself fall back onto the bed. Part of me can't help but feel hurt, but that doesn't mean that you did something wrong, or that I did something wrong. Technically, the ones that forced you and your kind into hiding did. He slowly extended a hand to Yamaguchi's face and cupped his cheek. As if on instinct, his thumb traced the imaginary lines between his freckles, a gesture that has become routine between the two, like their own personal version of a pinky promise. I love you, and no matter how long it takes to heal from this, I never want you to be anywhere else than right by my side. Yamaguchi nodded slowly and leaned into his touch, before hesitantly laying down beside him. Tsukishima was quick to put an end to the doubt in his mind and pulled him closer, placing a soft kiss on his hair. Right by my side. The words were nothing more than a muffled whisper, yet the demon immediately pulled himself closer. Tsukishima could feel his body starting to tremble a little, and the first drops of tears soaking his shirt. I think what upset me most is that you were in pain and afraid, And I didn't even know. I mean, I know that I was a bit of an idiot back then. God, this whole too cool for feelings phase was really... How come you never slapped me for that? I would have. A wet laugh escaped Yamaguchi's throat, and a smile remained on his lips as their eyes met again. I love you too, you know. I know. He leaned down to kiss him, but stepped right before his lips. And I will forever protect you from anyone that dares to try and harm you. A small shudder ran down Yamaguchi's spine as Tsukishima swallowed his response and any protest already in the back of his throat in a deep, passionate kiss. It was as if the blonde poured all his pain and devotion in the gesture, desperately trying to make Yamaguchi understand. Really understand. To somehow get past his anxiety and intrusive thoughts and make him realize how honest his feelings were and how deep they ran. There was a slow and steady dripping of water drops falling from the leaves surrounding them. It rained just a few hours prior, leaving the forest around them drenched and the air icy cold and thick with water. A cracking to his left made the man turn around in a haste, pointing his weapon at his comrade sneaking up on him from the bushes. I told you not to do that. Relax. How else are we supposed to hunt? The man rolled his eyes, following the smaller's gaze. So that's really where you saw him? Yeah, but the intern blew it and it got away. Looked pretty young too, probably barely past the stage of nesting. The other frowned. We gotta catch it, preferably before it killed someone. I know. The mimicry of humans is bothersome. It abuses our empathy. And we both know you got a little bit too much of that, Crow. He laughed. We need to keep an eye on this area, though if it suspects us here, it'll probably not come back anytime soon. Which means it'll hunt somewhere else. Great. But if it truly has been bleeding as much as you said, it couldn't have gotten far. We're focused on the city in the close proximity. Sounds like a plan. His gaze fell on the spot where they had seen the creature the last time, eyes narrowing. Next time they would catch it. Thank you all for watching to the end. I hope you liked this little special. Obviously, I have to do more parts. It would be really, really mean for me to leave it at that. So you can be excited for that. I will think of something. I actually have a plot already in mind, but I won't tell you. Shh. Anyways, again, I'm sorry if I'm not really up to date with the comments and everything. It's really stressful right now, but I'm still trying my best to put on as much content as I can for you. And I hope you have a wonderful and amazing day now. Goodbye!